Not long on his quest, Rufus finds a new companion in the form of Pildit, leader of the Watts.
You must be Rufus. The Dream Maker told us to expect you. You know that we are old friends.
And I guess if you could consider the Noops to be the hobbits of this land, then the Watts are most definitely the elves. But instead of them simply being folk of the trees, the Watts are quite literally tree folk. They absorb moisture through their feet like roots, and they live in the forest where they are an integral part of the ecosystem. And they grow many of the ingredients that the Dream Maker uses in the process of making dreams, even the bottles.
You must bring back the Dreamstone, Rufus, or happiness itself will wither and die.
A tad dramatic.
You know, I bet those two have all sorts of fascinating conversations via that globe.
What?
Hello!
What?
Yes, I am.
What?
Oh, what?
What?
That's right.
What?
Yes, I just told you.
What?
Hello! Pildit teaches Rufus the art of leaf flying, and together they journey to the land of nightmares. Not a moment too soon, in fact, as now, with the Dreamstone in his possession, Zordrak sends out his nightmares to descend upon the sleeping populace of the land of dreams.
Oh no! Without the Dreamstone to protect them, they'll be defenceless. All those poor creatures will be trapped in an endless nightmare. Oh. 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 Huh?
That was it. That was so unimpressive. He just gave them a little start and they woke up. Imagine if other dream villains did it that way. Welcome to my world. Goodbye.
Look, these Noops aren't even asleep.
So Rufus and Pildit reach the land of nightmares, but not before they are intercepted by Sergeant Blob and his men, manning their flying machine.
Pildit and Rufus escape their pursuers by flying through a canyon. Ha! How do you like that, Zordrak?
How do you know? Idiots. Must I do everything myself? These intruders must be stopped. I'll bury them alive. Look out, build it! Build it! So much for our puny foes.
Phew! That was intense.
Yes, but luckily our plucky heroes emerge unscathed. Right? Right? Right?
Oh, Pildit. You'll pay for this, Zordrak. You just wait and see. I'm a Noop, and we Noops, we don't give up easily. I'm no coward.
I never knew he had it in him.
That's the power of his dreams, man.
They've even got a statue of Amberly.
Oh no! Poor Amberly's been turned into stone.
I wonder where Amberly is now.
She's been turned to stone, dude.
Every detail is perfect.
Yeah, right down to that curious expression that seems to suggest, "Ah, I've been turned to stone!"
Well, his powers of observation didn't get him this far. So moved is he to see poor Amberly like this that he cries, and this somehow cures her petrification.
She leads Rufus to where Zordrak has hidden the Dreamstone at the bottom of the deep pit filled with water, teeming with carnivorous creatures called Frasnats.
Rufus manages to snatch the Dreamstone from its murky depths, while Amberly distracts the Frasnats by tossing in the petrified remains of Erpnes that have previously incurred Zordrak's wrath.
Great, so they've got the Dreamstone. Now all they have to do is sneak back out again. They just have to stay nice and quiet.
I've got the Dreamstone, look!
You nincompoop.
Remember, Rufus, you hold in your hand the most precious and powerful object in the land, the Dreamstone.
idea it was so powerful.
What?
So Rufus beats a hasty retreat, with Amberly in tow and the Erpnes in hot pursuit.
Yeah! Go get him! Yeah!
Faster, Amberly!
So it looks like Rufus and Amberly are trapped, and all hope seems lost when suddenly...
Now you know what.
Killed it!
Go, Leaf, go!
Are you seriously telling me that you came here on this thing?
Of course! It's a very convenient form of travel!
I see.
So our heroes return the Dreamstone to its rightful place, and the next day Rufus is the talk of the town.
Good news travels fast.
Actually, Dreammaker, we're here to see you. Me and the guys have been talking, and we kind of like it better without the stone. But the nightmares! Yeah, but at least we actually got some sleep.
God, these noobs, eh? They don't even know they're born.
Tell me about it. Strange that the story seems to centre so much around them when the Watts do so much more for the Land of Dreams as a whole.
Yeah, they grow the ingredients, they protect the Land of Dreams, and over the course of the series, Prt2 and his family are always bailing Rufus and Amberly out of trouble. I hope they get some dreams too.
Actually, Dreammaker, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Did it again! There we have it. The 2-episode special that kicked off the 4-season series. After that, the show falls into a pretty predictable formula. Erpgor makes a new invention which falls to Blob, Frizz, and Nug to use in capturing the Dreamstone, which invariably leads to some bland slapstick after some backing and forwarding between Blob and Erpgor. The device seems to work without fail at first, as the Dreammaker, Rufus, and Amberly are none the wiser. Albert is the first to notice that something is up, and Blob, along with his cohorts, are exposed. They beat a hasty retreat, but, due to their carelessness, lose the Dreamstone and have to return to Zordrak empty-handed, at which he is furious and punishes them. The first 2 episodes do a great job of setting up the show's premise and introducing you to its colourful cast of characters. Zordrak is a brilliant antagonist, thanks to his impressive design and his intimidating voice. The imaginative world that Mike Jupp crafted clearly has a lot of love and care put into it. Every episode you learn something new, like how Zordrak has the power to turn his life force into a mist to invade the dreams of sleeping noops and control their actions. Or how the glowing hoops of light that little Watt children play with are actually weapons with the power to turn Erpnes good for a short while. It's all very consistent and adds the story a little extra weight. However, this really is a show that is in love with its villains. It starts with them, it ends with them, and there's too much time given over to Sergeant Blob and Erpgor's antics, and it becomes especially frustrating as it doesn't give the heroes much time to develop, and the show, in my opinion, is made weaker for it.
As such, I'd like to present my own, ta-da, fan theory. I believe that the series was initially moving to a conclusion where Rufus succeeds the Dreammaker.
Oh, come on, I think you're reading a little bit too much into it there.
Oh yeah? Then answer me this. How's Rufus able to dream during the day without the Dreammaker making them for him?
Whoa.
It would explain why the Dreammaker shows so much faith in him as his assistant when they first meet. Why else would he send a dream that shows him Planet Dreamstone, the origin of the stone and its power?
So, are we talking like a destiny thing here?
Yup. He starts out as a bubble-headed dreamer who finds a calling and even manages to surprise the Dreammaker with his creativity.
Hey, yeah, that makes sense. Like in a later episode, he uses some dream bubbles to create a copycat Dreamstone to trick Sergeant Blob.
Aha. But, despite his natural talent, he can get carried away and benefits from having the more sensible Amberly around to keep him grounded.
But he screws up. He loses the Dreamstone.
And goes on a wondrous adventure, even getting to fly just like his dream and make friends with all sorts of interesting people. Just as over the course of the show, we see the extent of Zordrak's powers, so too does Rufus discover he has his own special gifts.
What, the tear scene? But that could mean anything. It's just a cliché. It's...
The opposite of Zordrak's powers. What do you think the Dreammaker meant when he said, the power of your dreams?
Yeah. And now that you mention it, there is a very interesting scene in episode 5 where we see Rufus daydream about being a Dreammaker himself one day, and for a moment he is visibly transformed, so much so that it startles the fish, but Rufus snaps out of his revelry before Albert can get the Dreammaker's attention.
The dream becoming the Dreammaker. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, and later on in the series we see there are many Dreammakers of all shapes and sizes, and they come together to meet on planet Dreamstone. They've got their own little Dream Lantern Corps going on there. Maybe they all started out as dreams too. I guess it's not too hard to imagine someone dreaming up a kindly old wizard.
See? That's what makes this show so good.
What, plagiarism?
No, it feels like a journey filled with excitement and adventure. It doesn't take itself too seriously and provides some great cartoony humour for the kids. Sure, the quality of the animation is pretty inconsistent, but the strength of the artistic direction is enough to pull it through. The painted backgrounds are gorgeous, and the character design striking. The amount of detail on Zordrak alone is incredibly ambitious, decked out in his spikes and metal plates. But of course, my favourite character by far, and probably most favourite mad scientist in any work of fiction to date, has to be Gore. His wild antics and outlandish style is a perfect encapsulation of the show as a whole. It has a creative spark to it that hasn't lost an ounce of its glow over time, as it remains, in my eyes, a rather unsung gem of British animation history. There. That wasn't so hard now, was it? You know, I really enjoyed that show. I think I'll watch some more episodes.
Yeah, you do that. I just want to know when the old lady's getting back so we can eat.
I'm Snowball.
And I'm Gordon.
And the cat is out of the bag.
What?
You know, it's our catchphrase. Every review show has to have a catchphrase.
Okay, first of all...
Oh, baby pies! Mama's home, and I got the most spectacular deal on flavour of cat food you should try. Carrots and peas! I got 3 whole bags!
You know what? Screw it. It'll do. Come on, let's split.